Hey, what's up guys? Jaythestingray here again. I got a new series of videos I'm going to start doing, and I've had this idea for a long time, and I finally got some free time to do these, and I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And this is called Blood and Suds, and what I'm going to be doing is reviewing, or not reviewing, but just discussing a few of the horror films from countries, as well as reviewing beer from a certain country. And today I'm doing Canada, beer that I've never had before. That's going to be the main thing. This is, of course, Labatt Blue. Never had this before. I tried to find Moosehead, guys, but for some reason I couldn't find Moosehead. They used to have it around my area all the time, and I can't seem to find it anymore. So, and the fun thing about this video is I'm going to try to drink all 6 of these in the 15-minute allotted time. So that'll be the fun part for you guys, because I may or may not be able to do it. But I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to go ahead and get started here so I can get this thing done. Definitely got a nice flavor to it. Got a Pilsner there. Gotta love a Pilsner. It's a new label there too. Notice they changed their label. Yeah, that's definitely a decent tasting beer. Not a whole lot of flavor to it, but definitely not something I would turn down. Here in America, we drink a lot of Pilsner, so it's usually pretty common to see that kind of stuff. But again, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to rush through some of these. I'm trying to get this done under the 15-minute time limit. And I'm going to dedicate this video to some of my favorite Canadian YouTubers. I'm going to start out with my boy, Shibley182. You're Wrong, I'm Right. Raiho Magnifico, J-Dog, The Changeling, also known as Nicklert, and they used to have a podcast called Canadian Ferox. I don't believe they're doing that anymore, but it used to be a really cool podcast. Go check it out, CanadianFerox.com. And also a newer YouTuber that I've just recently found, Gab and Dad. Really cool concept. It's a young lady and her father doing reviews, so really cool reviews there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Let's see, first one I have on my list, I printed this list off of Wikipedia, so hopefully it's pretty detailed, and it's correct at least. 7 Days. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. It's kind of like a torture type film, really cool film. I'd recommend it to all y'all. A fairly new film too, but really cool. I like the ending a lot. This guy, his daughter gets murdered, and he's like a surgeon, so he goes and he hunts the guy down, and basically tortures the shit out of him. And like, he's a surgeon, so he knows how to do it really well. Cool film. Let's see, what else do I have? I've got An American Haunting, American Gothic. I didn't know that was Canadian. Pretty cool film as well. Of course, you got both the Black Christmases. You got the original 74 and the 2006 remake, which I'm a fan of both of those. I know a lot of people shit on the remake, but I like them both. I meant to have a little stopwatch set up, and I didn't do it. If I run over, I'm just going to split this fucker into 2 parts, because I don't exactly know how long I've been doing this, so whatever. Let's see. Of course, you got a bunch of shitty films, but The Bone Snatcher, I enjoyed that one. That's one you never hear anybody talk about. The Brain, 1988 film. First heard about that. Heard James, the Nintendo nerd, talk about that one. way back when, and I finally was able to track down a torrent copy and watched it and really enjoyed it. It's kind of a hard film to find these days. I wish they'd release a proper copy on DVD or release a new DVD or like a Blu-ray or something, but that's a really awesome film. I like it a lot. You got The Burning. Maybe you guys have heard of The Burning before. It's a really cool film. Tries to kind of one-up for the Friday the 13th franchise. It's a really awesome film. Well, I wouldn't say awesome. I did enjoy it. I think people kind of put it up on a pedestal for some reason, but gore effects are awesome. Fido. You guys know the horror comedy came out a few years ago. Really enjoyed that one a lot. It's something really different. I really like the throwback, the old period piece feeling it has to it. Final Destination. And it's got Final Destination and Final Destination 3. I don't know if all the other ones were not made in Canada or what, but gotta love the Devon Sawa in the original. That's definitely a cool film. At least the first one. First one and the second one I think are pretty solid flicks. The rest of them are really forgettable. The last one they made, the 3D one, sucked ass. I wouldn't recommend that one at all. Let's see, you got The Gate and you got The Gate 2. And Gate 2 I'm not a huge fan of, but The Gate you gotta love. You gotta love that shit. That was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Mainly because it was PG-13 and they would let me rent it. So that was my biggest... that if it wasn't for that movie being PG-13, I probably never would have watched it. But gotta love some Tibber Tactics. And Ginger Snaps. The werewolf film with the young ladies in it. That's definitely a cool film. I like it a lot. It's last time I watched that film, it wasn't quite as good as I had remembered, but that was another film that kind of got me back into horror in the early 2000s. Was Ginger Snaps and Ginger Snaps 2 and Ginger Snaps Back and all that other bullshit that they put out. Godsend. I think that's the Robert De Niro film. I wasn't a huge fan of that one, but decent film. Gutterballs. I know a lot of you guys are huge fans of Gutterballs out there. I'm not particularly too big of a fan of it, but it's a decent film. You know, you kind of gotta respect some of the shit in there, I guess. Happy Birthday to Me. That's another one I'm kind of split on. Picked up the new DVD edition back when it came out for like $5 at Walmart, and I don't think I'd ever seen the film before, and I just thought it was kind of boring. I need to go watch it again, but Happy Birthday to Me. Oh shit, The Haunting in Connecticut. I did not like that film at all. We saw that in the theater and didn't like it at all. We got a Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. I think Prom Night 2 is actually better than the original Prom Night. I'm not a fan of Prom Night at all. The original or the remake. Well, the remake's a fucking steaming pile of shit, but the original I wasn't a fan of either. I know a lot of people like to talk about that movie a lot, but I'm not a huge fan of it. And let's see. Kind of off on my alphabetical bullshit here. They split it into 2 pages, and I'm doing both pages, so I just go ahead and do this whole page. Rabid, of course, David Cronenberg film. You got all the David Cronenberg stuff in there. One of my favorite directors of all time, and if you're not familiar with any of David Cronenberg's films, go check them out. Probably the most mainstream film of his would be The Fly. And in recent years, watching The Fly, I don't like The Fly as much as I used to when I was a kid. I guess it's just, I've seen it so many times, but All his other films I just really, really love. I finally was able to catch up on, I think Naked Lunch was the only one of his movies I hadn't seen, and I finally watched that a few months ago, or probably a month or so ago, and I enjoyed it. Probably need to watch it again just to wrap my head around it, but definitely fucked up film like all his stuff. Ugh. Rampage. That's the 2009 Uwe Boll masterpiece. That's actually a good movie. Dude, I don't like any of fucking Uwe Boll's shit. I'll tell you that right now. Well, except for Rampage. I saw like the first 3 or 4 of his movies here in the U.S. I saw them in the theater, and I didn't never put 2 and 2 together. That you know, his name. I didn't ever pay attention to it, so I was like, fuck yeah, Alone in the Dark, man, that looks awesome. Let's go check that shit out. I saw that. That sucked ass. Back when I was in college, I saw fucking House of the Dead, and that's a fucking uber piece of shit. What else? I've seen a lot of this shit in the theater. Blood Rain, dude, that game was awesome. I love the hell out of that game, and he butchered it with the shitty movie and then the fucking sequel to the movie. Rock and Roll Nightmare. I've never seen that before. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Scanners. Scanners 2. Dude, if you're a fan of Scanners, go check out Scanners 2. Go check out Scanners 2, and then Scanners 3 is okay, but definitely check out Scanners 2. Seed. That's a 2007 film. I think that's also an Uwe Boll film. I'm not a huge fan of that one. Shivers. Shivers, another David Cronenberg film. Let's see, Splice. That's the new film. It just came out a little while ago. I think it may have just came out on DVD here recently. I definitely check that one out. That's probably one of the best things I've seen in the theater in the past year. At least the past year. Much other bullshit. Terror Train. Another Jamie Lee Curtis joint. I'm not a huge fan of Terror Train other than the fucking David Copperfield in that one. But, no. Let's see. Case 39. That just is it out? It may be out now in the theaters. If it's not, it's coming out soon. That movie sucks. I'd stay away from it. Cube. That was a really, really awesome film. I did enjoy Cube. I'd recommend that one if you haven't seen it. And so would he. Yeah. Dead Ringers, another David Cronenberg joint. Really awesome film. Death Dream. I believe Bob Clark did Death Dream, and I don't know if I've seen that one yet or not, but it's definitely on my list. I've heard a lot of people say it's a good one. Good one to check out. Decoys and Decoys 2. Shit, I've got Decoys 2 right here. It's in my to-watch list. Haven't seen Decoys 1. I know it's just about like hot alien women or something like that. But, Diary of the Dead, of course, the George A. Romero joint. You know, I like Diary of the Dead. I like it a lot more than some people do. People say that, you know, oh, it has a Canadian feel to it, which I don't even fucking understand what that means. Like, I don't know if that means it's really polished or something, but I enjoyed the hell out of Diary of the Dead. I don't care what anybody says. It looks great on Blu-ray. You know, it's not a great film like some of Romero's other films, but I did enjoy it a lot. It's a hell of a lot better than Survival of the Dead.